Okay, so now we are on part 2. We just finished this problem giving us x is 2. You will have a problem just like this. It will be an actual yield sign. So just be aware. Number 7, determine the base of a triangle if its height is 5 and its area is 175 feet squared. So I like to draw a triangle and it tells me that the area equals 175, right? And it also tells me that the height is 5. Height. So let's write our formula. Area equals base times height divided by 2. And I'm actually going to do this both ways. So just pay attention to the way I'm using both formulas. So just pay attention to the way that you use the formula. In this case, when you're finding area or you're given area and you're finding base or a height, that second problem is probably a lot easier. But again, I'm going to show you. So here it tells me that the area is 175. So instead of plugging in A, we're going to write 175 equals. Okay, so 175 equals. And so they did not give us a base. So we keep our base, okay, and then we plug in our height of 5 and then divide it by 2. So here we keep our B for our base and then we plug in our height of 5. Okay, so then we are plugging in, or we are looking for B. That's our goal, is to solve for B. So we need to kind of undo this equation. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this divided by 2. What is the opposite of divided by 2? If we're dividing by 2, the opposite is to multiply by 2. So multiply by 2 on both sides, right? And it gets rid of that. And so then all we have left is this B times 5. And then over here, 175 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. So this is 350. So then I'll move over to the next formula in just a second. So then we just divide, right? So if it's B5 in parentheses, that means B times 5. So the inverse operation to that, the opposite of multiplication, is to divide. So I would divide by 5 on both sides, and that gives me B. So 350 divided by 5. 5 goes into 35 7 times. Minus 35 is 0. Bring your 0 down. And B is 70. Cool. Let's go. So if that's how you solve it and that's what formula you use, you're good. But I want to show those who use the other formula what to do. So both of these are multiplication. So in this formula, it doesn't matter which one you use or which one you get rid of first. So I'm going to get rid of the 5. Okay, so this is multiplying by 5, so I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. So 175 divided by 5 goes in 3 times. 17 minus 15 is 2. Bring down your 5. It goes in 5 times. So here's your 35. 35 equals 1/2 B. So this is multiplying by 1/2. So then we would have to divide by 1/2 on both sides. And B equals 35 divided by 1/2. So I just took it from the horizontal view to from the vertical view to a horizontal view. So this is keep, change, flip. 35 over 1 times 2 over 1 equals B. And then 35 multiplying straight across. 35 times 2 is 70 equals B. Just kidding. I don't know why I thought this way was easier. This way is definitely easier. So all the way around, reasons why I like this formula. Okay, so then going on to number 8. Again, make sure that you do these problems. If you don't have it done, just give it a try. You don't know what you're capable of unless you try. Press pause, work it out, and then walk through it with me. What is the measure of the missing angle in the triangle below? So this is just testing your knowledge that all angles, all three angles add up to what? 180 degrees. So that means this angle plus this angle plus this angle equals 180. So we're going to write exactly what those angles are. X plus 85 plus 47 equals 180. Okay, so we add these numbers up first. 85 plus 47. 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 132. So then X plus 132 equals 180. So minus 132 would be that inverse operation here on both sides, right? So X equals, you have to borrow right here, which makes this a 7. So then 10 minus 2 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 48. So X equals 48 degrees. Okay. If I move too fast for you at any point, just rewind it and make up what you didn't get. Okay. Number 9. An isosceles, remember what isosceles means, right? So isosceles means that you have two congruent sides and angles. If you have two congruent sides, then you have two congruent angles. So an isosceles triangle has those tick marks, and the congruent angles are the angles that we kind of use these as like arrows, right? So these arrows, it points to those angles, so those would be the angles that are congruent. So this is 65 degrees, and this is 65 degrees. Which equation can be used to find the measure of the third angle? So that means that we don't have this angle right here. So that's essentially exactly what the problem is that we just solved. So we have this angle, and this angle, and this angle, and they all add up to 180 degrees. So X plus 65 plus 65 equals 180. So if you haven't finished this problem, press pause and then press play when you have finished. So when you added 65 and 65, you got 130, and then subtracting 130 on both sides, balancing X equals 50 degrees. So we haven't talked about perimeter too much in this last week because perimeter is a 4th and 5th grade TEK, but we're just going to see and make sure that you remember what that is. And perimeter means that you are going to add up all these sides. Okay, so that means this side, this side, this side. Just add them up, and then that's your answer. So add up those sides if you haven't already, and press play when you have finished. Okay, so adding them up, you should have gotten 50.6. 2 more problems to go. 11, two sides of a triangle measure 9 centimeters and 14 centimeters. Which of the following could not be the length of the third side? So remember, it's saying that when you add up 2 of them, it is not greater than the third side. So I said that you would pick a number that's kind of furthest away from those 2 numbers first, just so you may not have to do as much work. 9's really close, 6, 7, so that means that 4 is the furthest away. So let's add 9 and 4 and see if it's greater than 14. So 9 plus 4 is greater than 14. So 9 plus 4 is 13. Is 13 greater than 14? No. So because it says could not be the length of the third side, that is your answer. And of course, if you put 9 in, 9 plus 9 is 18, which is greater. All of them would work. And then you would just keep going until you got that no for not. Last one. Order the sides in order from greatest to least. So this is the same concept as when it said order the angles, although I made that mistake. Is that we go from, it says from least to greatest. So then I identify the least angle, which is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is where I draw my arrows, and now I'm going from the angle to the side. Okay, so from the angle here of my least, that's not what I want. I want my arrow. I draw it to the side. Okay, and so that side is right here. And that touches the L and the M. So my least one is side L, M. Which is also known as ML and ML. So that means that this can go away and this can go away. This could have gone away before I even started the problem because that's not how you write a side. Then I'm going to move to my next one, which is my 62. 62 degrees, I'm going to draw my arrow. And my 62 degrees goes to this line right here of the triangle, which is MN. So that's side MN. So looking here, LN, MN, this is my answer. That one does not work. Okay, so you should be prepared. At the bottom of this page, it says, what questions do we need to work on the most? You can go back through those videos, through the video to those problems, cover your work up, rework the problem, then rewatch the video. Let me know if you have any questions.